Hey there guys, how's it going? This is Vishnaik back again with a new tutorial, and in today's tutorial this is the beautiful scene that we are going to create inside our Unity engine. Now this is the same project that we were working on earlier, and we have done quite a lot of changes in this tutorial. Now you can see there are planets revolving around sun and also rotating on their own axis. Now there's one more special thing that you can see over here is that you can see our earth that is rotating on its own axis, and you can also see a moon that is following along the axis of the earth. So we are going to look into all this fantastic stuff in today's tutorial. So hope you watch till the end. Alright, so without any further ado, let's get started. Now this is the example that we were working previously. Now you can see I have deleted quite a few components over here because it's not going to be of any use to us in this example. Now what I'm going to do in this example is I'm going to first go ahead and place a 3D surrounding, a 3D starry looking galaxy or the space you can say into our scene over here, and after that we're going to create our 9 planets. So without any further ado, let's get started. Let's start by creating the 3D surrounding over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into our project panel, create a new material for our surrounding, click on the material, name it as night sky. So that's going to be our name for this material. Go ahead over here in the shaders panel, go ahead and select on skybox, and after that go ahead and click on six sided. What it's going to do is it's going to give you 6 different planes where you can go ahead and attach texture and fill up your night sky, your 360-degree night sky. Now I have downloaded a material, a texture, which I'm going to upload, which I'm going to import into our project folder. Now this is the space texture that I have downloaded. I'm importing it into our texture folder. Now all these materials I'm going to definitely go ahead and provide you. You can check it out into the description box below the video. Alright, so I'm going to import this into our asset. Let's go to our material, click on the material, go ahead and click lock down our inspector panel, and I'm going to fill all these areas with our texture. Now let's go to our texture. I'm going to place this texture one at a time to all the 6 planes. Alright, now as you can see at the bottom over here, it's kind of filling our 3D surrounding with this texture. Wow, and this is how it's going to look like. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is click on Windows, click on Rendering, and after that click on Lighting Setting. Click on the skybox material, the first option, click on this button. Go ahead and select this texture, the night sky, and voila, as you can see it's going to be present into our scene environment. Now if you go ahead and play this up, wow, wonderful. This looks beautiful. As you can see, our sun already is being attached with a revolve scripture, so therefore it's rotating on its own axis. Now let's go ahead and come out of this, and I'm going to go ahead and create at least 4 planets for that matter. Now you can go ahead and definitely create all the 9 planets. I'm not going to do that. It's going to make our video very lengthy. I'm just going to go ahead and create some 3 to 4 planets maybe. Just for this example purpose, I'm going to go ahead and create sphere 1, and that's going to be our 2 and 3 and last one. So I'm just going to go ahead and create one more. So this is going to be our Venus, because I think Venus is the first planet. Is it? I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so 9 planets list. Let's go ahead and check that out. All right, so Mercury is going to be our first planet. Let's go ahead and rename this up. I'm going to rename as Mercury. Our next planet is going to be Venus. So let me name this one as Venus. And I think this is going to be Earth. And finally, I think I'm going to create a moon to our Earth. Alright, so now that being done, let us select on our first planet, go to our y-axis and pull it out a little towards your right side. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and scale this down because our Venus is the smallest planet in all of the four objects. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is click on R in my keyboard, go ahead and scale it down, and let's go to our x-axis. All right, that looks good to me. Let's click on Venus and bring that out as well. All right, to this distance. All right, let's go ahead and scale that one down as well. But I think it's going to be a little bigger than our Mercury. Now I'm going to take our sun, bring it out, and place it probably over here, somewhere over here, Earth. And let me scale it down to maybe a little bigger, something like this. All right, finally our moon. I'm going to bring out our moon, and it's going to be very small, even smaller than our Earth. So let me scale this down, and it's going to be quite small, something like this, and place it quite closer to our Earth. All right, so this is how our individual planets are going to look like. So let's click on Mercury and apply a Mercury texture. Now I've already downloaded all of those texture, so that I don't want to take more time into this video. It's pretty easy. I have shown in our previous example as well how you can go to Google and download all the textures that you require, but make sure it's going to be a high resolution texture that you are importing into your files. All right, so I have all of my textures which I've saved it over here as into our images, and I have named these folders as planet. I'm going to import it down into our engine. All right, somewhere inside the texture I'm going to import it out. All right, let me just bring it inside our engine, and these are all the textures, and I'm going to enter into one of these and going to give the first one the Mercury texture. So before giving that, we have to go ahead and create separate materials for all of those textures. So this is going to be Mercury. All right, let's go ahead and lock the Mercury panel up. And all right, let me select our Mercury first. I have no clue why it's giving me this option. I'm going to delete and recreate a material over here, and let us call that as Mercury. Back in Mercury. All right, so we have all of the options present over here. Let's go ahead and click on this lock icon, go to our assets, to our textures, and inside our planets, I'm going to pull out our Mercury texture and place it on the albedo. All right, and also I'm going to go ahead and make this self-luminous and go to legacy shader over here and click on self-illumine. I'm going to click on bumped specular. And after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to my text materials and place this material on top of Mercury. Voila, and we have our Mercury. Let me zoom it a little bit. And now let's go ahead and click on Venus. I'm going to go ahead and create one more material for Venus. Let's create a material, and I'm going to name it as Venus. And after that, I'm going to unlock this panel, lock our Venus, go back to assets, texture, and inside texture, inside Venus, I'm going to place it inside albedo. All right, we have that. Let us make this as well self-luminous. I'm going to call this, and let's place this material as well inside our inside our scene panel. All right, so we've got our Venus as well. Now let's create a material for Earth, and I'm going to create Earth. All right, now we have our Earth. Let's unlock this, lock our Earth, go to our assets, texture, inside our planets. I'm going to attach our Earth and go to our legacy shaders, and inside legacy shaders, self-illumine, bumped specular, place our Earth material inside on top of our Earth. Finally, we have one more object that we have to create material for, and that's going to be our moon. Let's rename this as moon. Unlock this, lock our moon, go back to assets, texture, planets, take our moon material, place it on top of albedo, self-illumine, pumped specular, and that's gonna be the material for moon. Let's select the moon material, place it on top of the moon. Alright, now we've got all our material. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select all of this material, select all these objects and make it a child of game holder. Let's go ahead and hit play. Now as you can see, all the planets are revolving around sun on its axis. All right, fantastic. But not all the planets revolve around sun on the same axis or the same rotation speed, right? So what I'm going to do is we have to make changes on that. So let's go ahead and do that. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our, let's select all of our objects, bring it outside. And now let's let's attach our revolve script to our Mercury. I'm going to go ahead and attach a revolve script to our Mercury. First, I'm going to go ahead and unlock this inspector panel and attach our revolve script to Mercury. And let's make changes on our y-axis. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it maybe 45 degrees. All right. And that's going to be our Mercury. And let's click on Venus. Let's go ahead and attach the script to our Venus. I'm going to go ahead and place it over here. All right, let's place it on top of it. And I'm going to give this value as 60 maybe. And finally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our Earth, attach revolve script to our Earth, go ahead and give this a value of maybe 75 on the y-axis, and finally I'm going to take our moon and attach this and maybe make this 50 on the y-axis. Let's go ahead and play this one up. Now you can see all of these planets are rotating on their own axis, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a separate holder for all this axis, okay, and place it to the central to align it on a centric axis of our sun. That makes more sense. I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right. So let's create a new game, empty game object. And this, I'm going to go ahead and attach a revolve script as well. All right, let's give it a 60-degree axis maybe. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, all right, so align it with our sun. So let's copy all the components of the sun and paste those values to our game object holder as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this as axis 1. Okay, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and name this as. And we have 60 degrees. Let's go ahead and place all these objects into our axis 1 and save it. Let's go ahead and hit on play and test our result. And this is what you're going to see. Now you can see all the objects are at its own pace, right? Let's go ahead and adjust our camera. So I'm going to select our main camera, and this is presently what our camera is showing. Let's go to our x-axis and place this camera maybe a little up, and let's give it an angle, maybe a little angle. Let's give a little angle to our camera, place it a little up somewhere over here, and let's hit on play. Let's check our output now. Wonderful. It looks fantastic. It's pretty fast. Let's just reduce our speed a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come out of the gameplay, click on axis, maybe give it uh, 30 degrees of rotation. Let's go ahead and play again. Click on play. Alright, this looks quite natural to us. This looks fantastic, quite natural to us. But there's one problem because it looks quite aligned and it's not supposed to be like this, right? It's not supposed to be so aligned on its own axis. So what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and make some changes. So first is our Mercury. It's going to be faster than all the other objects. Let's go ahead and speed in our Mercury. Let us give it 60 degrees of rotation. Venus, I'm going to give it 45 degrees of rotation. And Earth, I'm going to give it maybe 55 degrees of rotation. And finally, Moon is going to be fast. So therefore, I'm going to give it 75 degrees of rotation. All right, let's try to replay again and check out the result. All right, it looks quite amazing. Looks quite amazing. Let me just randomize our planets. What I'm going to do is let's go to our y-axis, and what I'm going to first go ahead and do is make Moon the child of Earth, so that I want the Moon to rotate, revolve around Earth as well at the same time, right? So that one thing I want to do. All right, and this is our y-axis. Let me select our Earth and maybe place it somewhere over here. Our Venus, I want to go ahead and place it over here, and this one somewhere over here. All right, so let's start the process of rotating. Bring it a little closer. All right, let's start. All right, so let me just maximize and show you how it looks like inside the game panel. So to maximize, first you go ahead and click on maximize on play and hit play. All right, wonderful. So this is how it looks like. It looks beautiful. Our solar system looks beautiful. You can definitely go ahead and put some clouds over here if you want. You can select some objects and download some assets of clouds. All the planets are revolving around the sun and it looks wonderful. Now you can definitely go ahead and include some more assets if you want. You can go ahead and download assets for sky, sorry, for clouds and stuff like that, and definitely include over here and try to make it as realistic as possible. All right. So that is it from my side in this video. Hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. This is Vishnayak signing out. Hope you have a great day. Bye bye.